Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Bits episode. Tesla has just released what's coming in the big end of the year software update. We've done this for the last few years, I believe. And so today we are going through all of the updates in the 2025 Tesla holiday release that's rolling out shortly in their terms. Andreas joins me, and so does my dad, Out of Spec Dave. So I'm going to run through these point by point and react along with these guys. Truly, I have not gone through the X post yet, but I did see a really cool post from the Tesla supercharging team that shows like superchargers visualized, which will really help with spacing cars out at parking situations. So anyway, Dad, Andreas, how's it going? Let's start with Andreas because he's got the cowboy hat in true spirit here.
Yes. Hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm doing well. It's Friday evening in Colorado. I opened a beer and I just heard about the holiday update the first time. Before joining this call, I had no idea that it dropped. And I'm very excited from what I've seen in those past 10 seconds.
Nice.
Happy to
and
join.
Dad, you've got to unmute and welcome to the show.
That's great. Yeah. No, listen, I was flipping through downstairs and I did see that visualization. And I was like, I got to check that. I don't even know what that was, but it looked pretty cool. I just saw Tesla tweeted it out.
So we'll save that for the end because that came from the Tesla charging account. Let's go through the main post that came on the X account here. I'm going to pull it up on my side, and it's the 2025 holiday release. And all it says is, here's what's coming. It doesn't say what the release number will be. It doesn't say when, other than shortly. What's the prediction as to when we'll see this on cars, guys? What do you think?
Oh boy.
Oh, so it's not out yet. Okay, I thought it just dropped. Interesting.
Well, they usually do these as staggered rollouts, right? You get them like a little bit depending on the model, and I don't remember exactly what dates.
If I scroll all the way down really quick, it says feature availability subject to vehicle hardware and region. So there's a bunch to scroll through here, but I'm guessing we'll see it roll out starting this weekend. Would make sense.
Yeah, all the non-FSD cars will get it first. And usually, because we are in a different branch with FSD, but Tesla tends to put it out before actual Christmas to make us FSD users happy too. So I would agree. I guess it's probably going to roll out this weekend for the non-FSD people and for the FSD folks.
Why do you say it would roll out to the non-FSD people first? I don't get that.
Because it's always different code bases or different branches. It's a little bit a software term here, but we are always later, right? We, as FSD users, get features later after the non-FSD folks because they use a different code branch, it's called. And that's why we'll have to wait longer.
Interesting. Yeah. So, Andreas, I've got 3 Tesla press cars sitting in front of me right now, which is crazy to think about. They used to never loan cars to media. Now I've got 3 of them right here. So I've got a Model X that's on FSD 13. I've got a Model 3 standard that's on FSD 13 and a Model Y standard that's on FSD 14. So my guess is the 3 and the X will get this update before the Y. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Because they're both.
I just did a little Grok search. Last year, it was announced on December 2nd. And you were right. December 10th, they started rolling out hardware 3. And then hardware 4 vehicles started rolling out, including the Cybertruck, December 17th through the 18th.
So it'll be a staggered rollout probably. And who knows when will come with what. But it's possible that if you have FSD, especially FSD 14, you might be behind. Let's go through what is coming in this update. I think it's safe to assume that probably everyone by end of year, at least this will be the expectation, will get this update. So it's coming within the next few weeks to all Tesla vehicles, at least in North America, we can assume. So the first is Grok with navigation commands. It says Grok can now add and edit navigation destinations, becoming your personal guide. And here's
amazing.
I want to go on a tour of San Francisco. Can you take me to the Ferry Building, Pier 39, and Golden Gate Park?
Wow, so it's adding a multi-stop.
Great. Fantastic feature.
You take about an hour total with traffic.
So cool. So now I guess what you're able to do is say, hey, Grok, I'm in a new city. Show me the coolest spots. And then you could just sit back, relax, and get driven around on your own tour guide. Dad, we talked about this when
Yeah.
Grok first came into Tesla.
Yeah, Grok. I remember you saying, hey, Grok, what is that car off my front right bumper? Right? Because you would think it would be able to visualize it, see it. But even more basic than that, there has not been integration between Grok and data in the car, which is like just simple things. This seems like it's integrating Grok with navigation, which means now Grok knows exactly where you are. So it sounds like there's the API between the data in the car and Grok is now integrated.
Yeah, so I spent quite a bit of time with Lars Moravi, who's head of engineering at Tesla, about 2 weeks ago. And we talked about this exact topic. Why is Grok not further integrated? There was a lot of like data stuff. They're like, look, Teslas are the safest cars on the road. We bring them to hackathons all the time. I think he mentioned like someone was able to hack in and make the windshield wipers wipe or something like that, and they patched it. But incredibly safe lockdown vehicles from third-party access. Their main concern with Grok, even though it is under the like Tesla X bubble thing, was security for the cars. And so they're like, hey, we want to make sure that this thing is locked down before we give it vehicle controls access. It sounds like that pathway is now secure enough in their minds to allow for Grok to start controlling vehicle functions. Now, all it's doing is plotting the navigation, but that's a big deal, especially when it comes to FSD and with soon to be FSD unsupervised. Imagine Grok could really, if someone messes with that, it could send the car wherever.
Yeah.
It could get exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a big step. I like that. I remember when we were first playing around with Grok and integrated around the car, and our minds started going wild about all the different things that you could potentially do. And it's just this is interesting though. So Kyle, in this particular, what does it say it's going to do in this with this Grok integration for navigation?
Well, it all it says is it's integrated.
So it has to know where the car is, right? And
I guess it would have to know where the car is, right, Andreas? Or would it just be plotting navigation stuff?
I think it already didn't know even before this holiday update. It did know your location, I believe, right? Because I asked it on a road trip, where's the closest Denny's or whatever, and it knew my location approximately. So that was already implemented.
That's true. I've seen that as well. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's
I didn't know that.
interesting.
All right. Well,
I think that's
cool.
a hint of things to come, though. That's exciting.
I mean, just the power of, okay, so first of all, I really have liked Grok up until this week, and it's really messed me up. Like, it's gotten a bunch of stuff wrong this week on my side.
It's wrong all the time.
But
it's
like
really wrong. You got to challenge it all the time.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but I'm really excited for this. Okay. And there's so many possibilities and endless use cases for AI integrating with the car.
Yeah. One more comment, Kyle.
Yeah.
One more comment. It's funny that we are so excited because I think we all hate voice commands, right? Like we are never fans of voice commands, but this is exciting because you can just say whatever. Like you don't have to follow the exact sequence of words, right? Like turn on seat heater. You can just say, hey, turn on seat heater to 3, and I would probably understand it. So
right, and that's the thing. It's like it's very interpretive rather than you having to force your language into a very odd way. It's the first voice command that doesn't suck.
Exactly.
Way to think about it. I was we were shooting a video on the ID Buzz software being like, oh, it's really not that bad. Like, look at what Volkswagen's doing. And then we got to the voice assistant portion and it was trash. It was so bad. Couldn't do anything. Okay, let's go over to the next thing, which is Tesla photo booth. So a lot of Teslas have internal cameras, especially if it's a newer model Tesla. You can turn your car into a photo booth, take selfies from inside your Tesla, and give yourself a makeover with fun filters, stickers, and emojis. Share with others right from the Tesla app. Now, that's interesting on a couple reasons because they're saying you can now have some sort of social aspect in the Tesla app, or will it just upload to the Tesla app and then you can text your friends? That's interesting. The other thing is Tesla's not the first car to enable the interior camera for selfies or photos. BMW has done this, for example, for years. But I don't know, Dad, are you going to be taking selfies with Mom wherever you go?
I will. Yes. No. All kidding aside, I think this is one of those things that kids are going to be like, Mom, Dad, we got to get this car. This is so cool. The parents probably aren't going to use it, but the kids will.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, I see a Tesla in a mall showroom and you jump in and you take some funny photos to leave for the next person who gets in the car.
Right. I immediately thought of the photo booths at the mall, where the kids jump in there and take pictures of themselves and whatever.
Yeah.
But this looks pretty cool. I'll definitely do that with Mom. Sure. Absolutely.
I have an amazing update to share with you because the next update is seemingly freaking awesome. So we all know Apple supports something called live activity, and I don't believe Android does. But what this is, you'll be able to see a live snapshot taken, it looks like every 1 or 2 minutes or something like that, when your car is in dog mode, monitoring your dog in the car. How freaking awesome is that?
Well, wait a minute. I already can put on live camera and watch Bailey inside the car with video. What is this?
Right. But you'd have to have it like, it would be kind of like on your home screen or whatever. And sorry, in your app, and you'd have to like log in and see live view. This will
Right.
just be a widget like when your car is charging, just so you can just glance at your phone and your dog will be there.
Ah, okay.
Andreas, you don't have a dog. Will you use this feature?
I'll get a cat and a guinea pig and use it. No, not really. Yeah, I don't have any live animals in my car when it's parked. But it's a cool feature from like a feature standpoint. It sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah, when
Like,
we're
let-
just
let-
begging other automakers to support some sort of pet comfort, dog mode, one of these things, here's Tesla coming out with, you know what, on top of everything, on your lock screen, we'll now have a live image pop up. That's so cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
And I love that it
immediately thought-
includes.
I
Go ahead,
immediately thought FSD unsupervised, and you could put your dog in the driver's seat, and this is a picture of your dog driving you to work.
Now, the only thing I'd like to see improved here would be, and I know it takes a lot of data and whatnot, but I would love just a live feed. And maybe Apple doesn't support that, or technology for whatever reason, but I'd love just a live update feed from the cars. So I love that it includes temperature, battery, and climate conditions as well. So you'll see right now no battery conditions, but it just shows 72 degrees in the cabin with a very cute dog.
Mhm.
Okay, next update is something that I think is really cool. This is the dash cam viewer update. Now, we all know there are great YouTube channels out there that actually just share Tesla crashes or crashes captured on Tesla dash cams. Wham Bam Tesla Cam.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out. Such a great channel. Andreas, I know you're a viewer.
Yeah, every Sunday morning when
Yep.
the video drops, I'll stop my out of spec videos and switch over to Wham Bam.
Amazing. Now, this is really cool because Dashcam will now have a built-in overlay showing speed, steering wheel angle, and if it's in FSD or not.
Wow.
That is so exciting. So when a car crashes, or like when something weird happens and people are like, look, FSD just avoided this, and clearly it's like, okay, well, I think you took over there. Now we'll have proof baked into the dash cam footage. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah. I
And
wonder
if
how
it's
this.
not on FSD, it'll say it's not an FSD, right?
Yeah, so you'll have that little gray, like if you look right here on that steering wheel icon,
Yeah.
I'm guessing it'll be blue if it's in autopilot or not if it's in normal human driving mode.
I wonder if you can use this as evidence if you're fighting a speeding ticket.
Right, you
Like,
would say, hey, Tesla was the one that was in control of the speed, especially now that you can't set a max speed on FSD.
yeah, right.
But Andreas, did you see on the European demo drives of FSD, you can set a max speed on the newest software
Oh, you can.
on the European cars?
Okay, I only read an article about that demo drive, but I actually didn't see a video. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. There was a few differences from the European tuning for the test drives. It's like hands-ready mode instead of hands-free mode.
Okay.
Some other stuff.
Some regulatory stuff, I guess. Yeah.
For the biggest update of them all, Santa mode now adds festive snowmen, trees, a lock chime, and snow effects for a 3D visual treat. I could not be less interested. Dad, this feels like something you would leave your car in, though.
Absolutely, Kyle. You have to put it in Santa mode around the holidays. When you put your turn signal on, you see I went like that. When you put your turn signal on, you hear the jingle bells. How can you not use Santa mode, Kyle?
It just drives me insane.
What did I do wrong raising you? Come on. You have to use Santa mode.
No, it's
otherwise Santa doesn't bring you presents.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't for a few years. Okay.
Well, there you go. There's the theory. I like Santa mode.
Light show update. There's a new light show and a new, I guess, Jingle Rush song theme. I wonder if it's going to do all the doors like the Model X. I actually have the Model X here, so I'll see if that does. That's usually the car that gets the most light show features.
Yeah, the Model X is the best. That's the best for the light show update.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'll try that on there and see if it's anything interesting. You can do custom wraps and license plates. Now, this is something you could do with the Cybertruck. So you can use preloaded designs or create and upload your own using a USB flash drive to make your vehicle unique. Now, this is really cool. And, while other automakers struggle to even show the correct model or wheel type on the screen of your car, now if you modify your Tesla with an aftermarket wrap, you can put that into a 3D model and upload it to your car. Again, just a nice touch, really cool. And it syncs over to your mobile app, which is really nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the license plate part. That's cool. Just to personalize your,
Mr. Bavaria. Navigation improvements. All right, let's see what this says. You can reorder your navigation favorites and set home or work by dropping a pin anywhere on the map. You can also view suggested destinations based on your recent trips and habits while parked. That doesn't seem like much improvement to me. What do you guys think?
I don't see any like drop a pin. I guess dropping a pin is, I don't know how. I've never dropped a pin in Tesla navigation before.
Guess you just long press and
I do that for FSD drives where I'm like, go here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never done that. Okay.
Yeah, if you're like, that looks interesting, let's just go there. Or I'll find like a business on a map where I know. Like the other day, we were going out to dinner. I couldn't remember the name of the restaurant, but I knew exactly where it was on the map. So I found it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's
okay.
I forget now. I still can't remember the name of it. I'm like, Outback Steakhouse. Let's go. It wasn't that, but boom.
I like being able to reorder favorites. That has always bothered me a little bit. That it always put the most recent one at the top.
Oh, that's annoying.
So I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's nice to being able to reorder them. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, agreed. It should be there from the beginning. All right, now this looks interesting. You can now see a 3D view of select Tesla superchargers by tapping View Site Map. Now, where would you tap that on this screen? I don't see that on this particular layout. When navigating to a pilot location, the site layout and live occupancy will be displayed upon arrival. So you'll be able to see what car is in what stall. And I'm going to load up the Tesla charging account right here. See if I can bring this up. And this will show us a 3D view of what it looks like. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's you pulling in. Wow, that's cool. You can see even the handicap spot over here, or the ADA stall, and that you're nosing in a car into a trailer spot without towing. Typical Tesla behavior.
I wonder if this is the beginning of being able to select parking spots at any parking lot, like Walmart. I want to park here. Like when it comes to FSD, right? That's
and how about reserve them?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, okay. What's going to be interesting is how will it know when I'm charging an F-150 Lightning and taking 2 stalls?
It won't.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll know
Will
that.
it do it based off of vehicle type? It'll go, hey, that's not a native charge port location car. You must be taking up 2 sites. Because now there's going to be extension cords coming for you to stay in that parking space. Will they use camera feed from the location to then adjust based off real time? Because AI could just do that.
I don't think they have cameras on the car.
No.
The
Oh, well, sure. I mean, I guess they have a bunch of Teslas in the fleet. They could just use the in-car cameras to see what's going on.
But there are some EV dispensers or charge point operators that are able to read license plates. So for billing, but that's not at Tesla. I would imagine it's going to be using the API from the actual connection when it hooks up, that it'll know what kind of car it is. But I don't know if it's going to be so advanced that it would assume that you're taking up 2 spots. But Kyle, you know what this reminds me of is back in the day when we had the Garmin boat navigation, you'd be able to, when you're pulling into an unfamiliar port with a place where you're going to let's just say spend the night, it's very good to get the overview as far as perspective where you're pulling in. And I kind of reminds me of when we raced Tom Malogny from his house in Jersey down to Daytona in the F-150s, and he didn't understand Buc-ee's, how complicated it was. And this will give perspective as to where the superchargers are in relation to other things, whether it's the mall.
But they already do that. The pin's always exactly where they are.
But this adds another layer, which is those Garmin maps for the navigation and boat. They're just static photos, videos that you can use. This is integrating real-time data as to who is charging at which place, so that you can use that information.
Yeah. But think about it this way. So obviously Tesla is trying to build for an autonomous future. So what is the benefit to an autonomous car to know these stations? Well, there would be a ton. The first would be for site utilization. Tesla's going away from doing site level load shifting across the network. So you should be able to tell the car, hey, cabinet 1 that's feeding 8 stalls, because again, V4 chargers feed 8 dispensers. That first block of 8 might be, maxed out with a bunch of Silverado EVs charging on there. You should go to another charger to get better throughput. So it's good to know what's happening at the site and recommendations on which stall to plug into. If a cable is down, it could route you to a different one, but it's all speculation at this point. All this update does is visualize a supercharger. It doesn't actually provide any benefit.
I can also envision, Kyle, remember when we had the total eclipse of the sun up here and everybody went up to this one spot to see it, and then they all left? And the chargers were all jammed up, and everybody was like doing this whole system where they would get out and say who reserved where. I can imagine Tesla potentially using this kind of an assignment as to where you are from a GPS standpoint. Whoever is closest to the actual supercharger, they might start a reservation system for charging and tell you which stall to go to.
Yeah, how would that work though if you're driving a BZ4X that has supercharger access? That will not, maybe an app, but still that's not fair to those drivers who, just expect to be able to show up and plug in.
I know it may not be fair, but it could be a step in the right direction. It's possible.
I mean,
I don't know.
We've always thought about that, and all of those cool ideas about the deep integration of the network with, shifting cars based off of network up, status would have been cool until they opened it up to other automakers, and that's just not going to happen with the other automakers. So maybe it will only work at Tesla only sites. I don't know, but it's just a visualization. It's cool. I could see maybe this spawning into more benefits into the future, but currently right now it is just that. It is just a visualization.
What's interesting to me is I don't think I understand why it's only 8 or 9 sites. Like, why wouldn't it be for more sites?
Well, these are the sites, so I think it's more than that. How many?
California,
but it's a minor
Texas.
subset. Like, what is it that is
18 sites.
Yeah, I mean that. Why
They probably had to draw it out.
Oh, you think the visualizations are what's going to be the limiting factor?
Yeah, I'm still not sure what the benefit is.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
cool.
there. Look it. It's Elf.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what the benefit is to this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Andreas, any ideas?
I just love it. I love little improvements like that. It just makes it, I love those incremental updates when it comes to cool technology. You can just tap your Supercharger stall. It's like from an FSD standpoint, that's just awesome. Yeah, I wish it was more Supercharger sites, more than 18.
Kyle, it may be pretty cool. Like, in other words, you know how you get the visualizations on FSD on the full screen. Until we see it, it may be like, this may just be a snapshot of it. What it actually ends up being might be a lot cooler on screen.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. So
Yeah.
let's continue. The update also includes automatic HOV lanes routing, which means you'll have an option to use HOV carpool lanes. Your route will automatically select the carpool lane when eligible based on time, location, passenger count, and road restrictions. That's something like every other navigation system has in there that I thought Tesla had in there this whole time.
So it won't go on the HEV lane if it only detects one driver, if the minimum is 2.
Oh, automatic HOV lane routing. I see.
Yeah.
So this has to do with when you're on FSD, if you have 2 people in the car or 3 people in the car. Like in California, there's some HOVs that are 3+ only. So then I guess it would bring you in there.
Yeah.
But there are also
Just
time
buckle the rear
restrictions.
seats.
Time restrictions and day restrictions, like on the LIE. On the weekends, you can go in the HOV lane, but not weekdays. It just depends. So there's a lot of micro rules, number of people, time of day, all that stuff, direction of travel. So maybe they're improving that integration into FSD.
Could be. Sounds like that's the case.
Yep.
So there's a phone left behind chime, which says your vehicle will chime a few seconds after the doors close if a phone key is inside the cabin or a phone is left on the wireless charger and no occupants are detected. Phone key detection requires ultra-wideband supported devices, and that means it's limited to just the newer Teslas with ultra-wideband, right, Andreas?
Wait, isn't that referring to the phone, ultra-wideband phones?
Yeah, but I thought for ultra-wideband phones, you also needed the new Teslas that supported ultra-wideband, which was like Palladium Model S and like new Model 3.
Yeah, okay, probably, yeah.
Anyway,
guess so, yeah.
seems fine.
Yeah.
I leave my phone in the car all the time, so I'd probably turn that off.
Actually,
there's one thing to keep in mind is that if you do leave your phone, let's say on the wireless charger, and you get out of the car, typically you will know as you're walking away that you forgot your phone because the doors won't lock and the mirrors won't go in, right? And you go, oh, I left my phone in the car. So you go back and you walk. So by the time you're 25 steps away, maybe this thing will chime at you a little sooner and say, hey, dude, you left your phone in the car. One thing I did notice on the standard rear-wheel drive, because it doesn't have the automatic mirrors that go in, if you get 35 steps away and you look back and you didn't hear the actual lock, now the mirrors are still open, so you don't know if it locked or not. And so I think this is a nice feature.
Yeah, totally agree. So, okay, I like that. It'll probably work for some, not for others. This is interesting. You can now set a charge limit for your current location while parked, and it will be applied automatically next time you charge there. So this is a great situation where, for example, most of the time at home, I like a pretty low charge limit. But if I'm out at a hotel somewhere on a road trip or I'm visiting friends and staying at their house, typically I want a much higher charge limit because I'm going to turn around and I'm on a trip somewhere. So, and also if you're getting free juice, put that charge limit up a little bit. That's an Andreas move right there. He comes over, that thing's set to 100. So, Andreas,
screw the battery. Yeah, I want free juice.
I have 2 schools of thought here. One is like, I want a global charge limit for my vehicle no matter what. And I just want one slider that's just always set. And I never have to worry about, is it remembering this location or not? The other side is maybe you just don't want to think about it. You set up your life. I want a charge limit here, charge limit there. and you never have to touch it again. What's your impression here, Andreas, about this charge limit per location?
Cool little feature, not like groundbreaking, but as you already said, it would be nice to set one charge limit at home and one charge limit at a Holiday Inn Express in Amarillo, where you stop at every road trip to Texas. It just remembers to set it to 100 because you want to, sleep there and want to leave with 100% the next day. Is it the end of the world? Did you have to select it yourself without the feature? Not really. So this feature is gonna save you 3 seconds probably, but it's a cool feature. I like it.
I just thought about it. I know a few like super commuters that have long commutes where they have charging at work and home. So you could set like a 90% charge limit at work and then like 60 or whatever just at home to get to work. So you can take as much free work juice as possible.
That's a great use case, actually. Yeah. The work use case is probably comes into play here. I like it.
Okay, so then you have a SpaceX International Space Station docking simulator. This looks to be a new game within the arcade function. So it says, become an astronaut and prove your skills by docking with the International Space Station. Control and guide the rocket in this 3D docking simulator game using a set of controls based on actual interfaces used by NASA astronauts.
Been waiting for this forever. Just kidding.
I've never played a game in my Tesla unless I'm like filming it for a video.
But it's cool. Whoever implemented this, that's awesome. I'll probably try it once and then I'm good.
All right, so now we have some other improvements. It says these are always where you can maybe find some cool stuff. Enable or disable wireless phone charging pads.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That is good.
I've been seeing a lot of posts on X regarding this.
Overheating.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah, Tesla really needs to add active cooling to their wireless phone chargers. So many Chinese cars and even Cadillac, like GM has this.
God, that was amazing. On the Eastern Edge race we just finished, I love the wireless charging in the Escalade IQ.
Yep.
Because my phone actually full charged and it was still cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Amazing. This one solved that, but still, yeah.
Okay, you can add Spotify tracks to your queue right from the search screen and scroll through large Spotify playlists, albums, podcasts, audiobooks, and your library seamlessly without paging. Okay, seems like a weird thing, but I'm a heavy Spotify user, and whenever I go through playlists, I got to go like all the way down, next page, all the way down, next page. And I was doing it the other day, so that's really great that I can just keep scrolling. The second thing is I usually have to go into like the song and then you can hit it to your next queue. It's not a feature I use very often, but nice to see that there. I don't know why they put that in improvements, but it's there.
I want to for Apple Music queuing. We need Apple Music queuing feature. It's annoying that it's not there. So,
is that an Apple Music problem?
I don't think so. I think it's on the Tesla side because they just added a few features in the last update. It's probably just a low priority.
Okay. Next update is take the vibes up another level with rainbow colors during Rave Cave. Accent lights color will change along with the beats of your music. And the last update is lock sounds now include light cycle from Tron mode. So I guess there's a new lock sound, but you could update any custom lock sound before, so that's not really that exciting. So there you guys have it. That's the full holiday update. Dad, I'll start with you. Andreas, I'll end with you. Is that enough for a holiday update? It's pretty light on the big features. I think most of the team seems to be really focused on FSD improvements, which has gotten so good. You know what, Dad? I gotta tell you, I gotta do a video about this. But Sam drove up the Model Y. For those who don't know, Sam manages the track here, and he's not old, but he's not like a super young guy. And we put him in a Model Y with FSD 14 on a 100-mile trip up to the track yesterday. He was like 99.9% FSD, and he is so sold, he's ordering a Model 3.
Wow.
Awesome.
You know, Mike Gilbert, who was on the Eastern Edge with us, he just took delivery of a Model 3 today, called me, drove it home from Mount Kisco, said, I'm never going back.
Yeah, he texted me about Martian wheels for it. So I figured
he's all pumped about it as well. But what what was your point though?
Oh,
About
I want to know if you think this is enough for a holiday update. There's not much.
So here's the thing. I think back in the day, right, when we would get these holiday updates, there was a lot more opportunity to deliver meaningful, tangible, really big time advances. This is kind of fun stuff, a little bit gimmicky. I don't see, like, I'm not walking away saying, wow, oh my goodness. If, and I know this is going to be controversial with you, Kyle, if CarPlay were in here as well, then I'd be like, okay, home run. And I'm a little surprised it's not. I know, I get it, but okay, well then give me Waze as a widget.
Yeah, that's a good point. Waze
Right?
integration
Waze is a
would be
widget,
nice.
or Google Maps with integrated, data for police and all of that. That would be like, okay, guys, I cannot wait to get this holiday update. This, I'll be like, okay, it's cool, and I can't wait to see the light show. I always play with it. In the Model 3, you don't really get that much. I miss my Model X because the door is flapping. But it's you know what it is? It's a tradition, right? And it's nice. I just think they're running out of things to give you because they've given so many things. And they're constantly giving you updates throughout the year now, more often. So what do they hold back versus what they give? I think it's okay. But I also think I understand why it's not like, wow, because they give you so much already.
Hey, Dad, you bring up a great point about this whole CarPlay Waze situation. Why doesn't Tesla just port in the data from Google on police? They should just, whatever it costs, they should just buy the police data from Google because Google owns Waze. That would be great for all owners.
And if that were the case, then I would not have to have Apple CarPlay. The thing about Apple CarPlay that I think a lot of people like is it's a consistent front end no matter what car you're in, right? So if you have, your daughter's car, your son's car, you get in each one of them, it's like consistent, and you don't have to remember, okay, how do I use this system? How do I use that system? That's not why I like Apple CarPlay. I like Apple CarPlay because of the data, because of what's in Waze and the social media aspect of it. And it's a little bit old school because now you can get that same data within Google. So I'm indifferent as to how Tesla gives me that data. But if I have Apple CarPlay, I can use Waze, right? Or Google Maps. But if they just gave me the data that is in Google Maps, then I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Oh, we have a surprise guest. Brandon Flash just joined.
Wow, yeah. Hey,
Brandon.
Just hello. 1 second. I'm going to put you on mute because I've got to get Andreas to say something, and then I want to get your impressions on the holiday update. So, right. Andreas, final thoughts on the holiday update.
Yeah, I'm most excited about the Grok integration, even though it's just navigation. That's cool. I'm very excited about this, and this is just the beginning. I think there's going to be a lot of features coming with Grok, with dot updates, I think. And then the Supercharger hat map, even though it's mostly California and Austin, I think. That's why I'm wearing my Texas hat, because Austin is... I got to go to Austin now to test this out. And yeah, so that's what I'm most excited about. And of course, the ISS flight simulator.
Oh my God. So Brandon, thanks for joining. You, of course, have a Tesla, and I hope you saw the update because I just sent you a link randomly. What's your impression on the holiday update? Too much, not enough, kind of cool, not cool. What do you think?
I think a lot of people are going to be upset there's no CarPlay. Everyone was so up in arms that they wanted CarPlay. I am so happy it's not there because CarPlay is the dumbest thing ever.
Oh,
going back and forth between my Lightning and the Tesla, literally every time I get my Lightning, I have to plug in my phone or use CarPlay. I hate it. I would much rather get in and have it be built into the car. It is so much better built in the car. I use the multi-stop nav in Tesla all the time. And now with FSD, it's the best way to run errands. You just leave the house, put in all your destinations. It takes you from point to point. It is the best.
Thank God. It's 3 against 1 on CarPlay here.
Yeah, but I'm a lot older than all you combined. Okay.
Well, that's why you like CarPlay, apparently.
No, listen, CarPlay is a pain, especially when when it takes over your camera and then you're trying to film and I can't even get. So I want the data. Brandon, this is the thing. Give me the data where the cops are, right?
Then run Waze in the browser. You can do that already. You don't need CarPlay for that.
Waze in what browser?
In the Tesla browser.
You're telling me I can run Waze in the Tesla browser?
Yes, there's a Tesla Waze like web app.
Okay, now I feel really stupider than I did when I started this. Is that true?
I've never heard of it. That's
I've
cool.
never tried it either.
Are you making this up? Are you doing this just
No,
to
I
tease
love
me,
it.
Flash man? Come on.
I used it in the past. I don't find a need for it anymore, but I have used it.
If you use FSD, Dad, and like just give up all driving, then who cares about the cops?
Exactly.
Who gets the ticket?
You do at the moment, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
like, you're not going to get a ticket for going 10 over in the Northeast. Everyone does that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
All
surprised.
All right,
I'm
so Brandon,
surprised.
it better be. I'm going to go downstairs right after this podcast. So I'm going to check it out.
I have to
If
find
it's
the
not
link. I'll
there,
send it to you.
if it's not there, I'm going to. You're getting a call.
All right, but let's talk about the holiday update. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I have it pulled up on my iPad here. I skimmed through it. It seems pretty good. The Grok with navigation, I think, is a welcome addition. I could see using it. I gave the example of find me a Starbucks halfway through my road trip with the least amount of detour.
Like that. That's a
I
very
think that's a
new
great,
move.
like a thing that you would do on a road trip that you don't want to have to do manually, and is actually pretty easy for an AI to do because it will take into account all the different things. Or find me a supercharger with a Starbucks right next to it, or whatever.
What about a hotel that's dog friendly with EV charging on my route?
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
And
That
check
takes
that
me
it's free
forever.
charging or reasonably priced or less expensive than the nearby supercharger.
There we go. Yeah. So many. That's going to be the coolest part.
Yeah, and I think that's just the start of what Grok will do in the car. I think it'll be able to even do things like, what is that big building to my right? Or I don't know. I think that's some pretty cool potential there. Tesla photo booth, I think that's kind of more of an Asian market thing.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Don't care. This new dog mode thing seems pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious how that's going to work when someone like gets in the car, if it will just instantly kill it, or if you open the door or something, since you can't view the camera feed if someone's in the car. So that'll probably be an interesting thing to see. Dash cam viewer, that's a huge improvement with the FSD overlay. I'm curious how that will come through on the drive, like if you plug it into your computer versus just viewing it in car. If it will actually overlay onto the video file, or if it's just like a data set that it's pulling from if you view it in the car. Because that could be great for YouTube stuff even.
That's what we were talking. Wham Bam Tesla Cam just got an upgrade.
Oh yeah, big time. Santa mode, I guess, I mean, it was a little outdated at this point, so cool that they improve it, but also don't really care.
Yep, agreed.
Light show, also don't really care. Custom wraps, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
The navigation improvement seems pretty cool, like having the favorites in like a bar, I guess, that you can swipe through versus just home and work. That's how I'm.
Okay, I didn't realize that. We were trying to figure out what the navigation improvements were, but Andreas brought up a good point. You couldn't sort favorites before, so now you can sort them.
Okay, well, that's an improvement. And it looks like you can swipe between like the home and work and have your favorites in there as well, or have like your recent location or the suggested location in there in addition to the home and work locations.
Interesting.
I guess we'll see when we get it, but that's how I'm interpreting their one screenshot of it.
What about the supercharger visualization? As far as we can tell, it's just a visualization.
That seems super cool.
Yeah.
I just did a road trip, 2,000 miles, on half of it on 14.1.4 and then half of it on 14.2.1. And it did an amazing job. But when it came to the superchargers, it didn't know what stall to pull into. One time it tried to pull into a stall that wasn't usable because a Mach-E was in the stall next to it. It tried to pull into like the area near the transformers where there were bollards that it maybe thought just from the visualizations was a supercharger post. Like from the, like, because it had bollards just blocking the space that kind of sort of from a car visualization could maybe be a supercharger post. I think it's very important for the FSD future, but there's a huge gap. You still have to plug in the car yourself. Like that's the biggest gap here now. The car will drive itself, park itself at the charger, but you can't like go to a restaurant and then banish your car to the supercharger to go charge itself, unplug itself, and then come get you afterwards. Because I think that's kind of where we're headed.
Optimus.
Yeah.
Optimus.
I mean, anytime I'm charging and I think, oh, well, I should just summon my car back to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm plugged in. I can't do that.
But to Andreas's point, when the robot's a thing, one of the first tasks it could do would just be to like unplug cars and plug cars in.
That'd be sweet. I mean,
Like
if they
it
could
could be
just
an
have one
attendant.
stationed at the supercharger at every
Yeah.
single one.
Just imagine that being reality. That
Be
would
so cool.
so crazy.
You're going to look back at this in 5 years and think, wow, we were delusional. There's no way that this has happened yet. Or, oh, we predicted this and it's happening in 2 years.
I'll set a reminder, okay? December 5th.
The automatic HOV routing is actually pretty cool because I ran into some issues on this road trip also where I had to keep turning HOV lanes on and off because in Atlanta area, for example, it kept wanting to go into the toll lanes, but because they're toll lanes, I didn't want to go in them, but there were some that were HOV in toll lanes and I did want to use those. So it sounds like it's going to be using vehicle occupancy to detect whether it should use them or not.
Yeah, that's what we were expecting as well.
So that seems pretty cool. The phone left behind chime sounds awesome because I leave my second phone in the car all the time. And then I don't realize it until I get the doors are unlocked notification.
See, I leave my second phone in the car so I don't have to look at it.
Fair. And then the charge limit per location seems great. That way you can leave it at 100% charge limit everywhere except for home.
That's basically what we said as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Like ISS docking, cool, I guess. And then turning off the charging pad sounds great. I wonder if you can do one or the other, or if you have to do both at once.
Well, I'm a fan of that because all it does is heat up my phone and kill battery life. So I would just keep that off. But it's a great place to park your phone anyway. So I like that.
Yeah, I put my sunglasses and stuff there.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good storage location. So hey, that was fun to have you on, Brandon. I mean, this was going to be a 10-minute episodes. Here we are 47 minutes in, but it's just another podcast, the way it goes.
That's just the out of spec way.
Yes, it is. So well, thanks for joining, Brandon. Last minute, we'll have to have you on for more stuff. Andreas, always good to see you. Dad, thanks for doing this at the last 2 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, no worries.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see you all again on another one again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.